start on axle number 4. Brake lines and fittings. Properly mounted and secured. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts, no leaks. Brake chamber. Properly mounted and secured. Not broken, cracked, or damaged, no leaks. Slack adjuster and push rod. Properly mounted and secured. Not broken, cracked, or damaged. No more than 1 inch play when pulled by hand with the brakes released. The angle of the push rod and adjuster should be a little over 90 degrees when the brakes are released and no less than 90 degrees when the brakes are applied. Spring hanger, the front, in parentheses. Properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no missing hardware. Torque rod and bar. Properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Torque rod on driver's side and torque rod on passenger side. Spring leaves. Properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No leaves out of alignment more than 1/4 inch. If out of alignment, could mean broken springs. 2 U-bolts properly mounted and secured, no missing nuts. Rear spring hanger or equalizer, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no missing hardware. Inner wheel seal, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no leaks. If leaking, you would see signs of oil on the inner wheel. Brake drum, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no illegal holes or welds, and no debris. Brake lining or shoes, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, not worn dangerously thin, not less than 1/4 inch in thickness. Rims, inside, center, and outer, in parentheses. Properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no illegal holes or welds, and no leaks. Inner, center, and outer tire walls, properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and no leaks. Valley or spacers, valley between the tires, in parentheses, properly mounted and secured, no spaces between the rims and free of debris. Tire tread, properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, cuts, or bulges, worn evenly across the top of the tire, no less than 2/32 of any major groove, same size and type across the axle. Lug nuts, properly mounted and secured, are all present, no loose lug nuts, no signs of metal shavings or discoloration on aluminum rims. Rust trails on steel rims to show signs of loose lug nuts. Valve stem, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, has dust cover and not leaking. This is where I would use the tire gauge to check the proper inflation. Outer wheel seal, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no leaks. Axle number 5, do the same as axle number 4. Rear of trailer. Trailer door and hinges, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Hinges support the weight of the door. Door still intact, door latches and works properly. Mud flaps, properly mounted and secured, not torn or missing. Clearance should be not less than 2 inches and no more than 8 inches from the ground. Tail lights, marker lights, and reflectors, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Proper color is red facing the rear. Dot bumper, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. This is the time you ask your examiner to help you check your lights in the tractor and trailer. Headlights on low beam and high beam. Brake lights, tail lights, 4 ways, and marker lights. In-cab inspection. Safety belt, properly mounted and secured, not cut, torn, or frayed. Locks and holds driver in place. Mirrors, clean, not broken or cracked, and properly adjusted for the driver. Windshield, properly mounted and secured, no large cracks and no illegal stickers. Steering wheel, engine running, in parentheses, properly mounted and secured. No excessive play in steering wheel. There should be no excess 10 degrees or 2 inches on a 20-inch wheel. Horn. Check air horn and city horn. Light indicators show that the dash lights work, left and right turn signal work, four-way work, signal work, and high beams work. Air pressure gauge. Properly mounted and secured, is rising to the normal operating range, 20 to 50 pounds. Water temperature gauge. Properly mounted and secured, gauge is rising to the normal operating range of 180 to 200 degrees. Voltmeter. Properly mounted and secured, gauging is charging and operating at normal range of 12 to 14 volts. Wiper and washer fluid. Turn on wiper blades and washer to show that they both work. Heater/defroster. Turn on the defroster to show that it works, then turn on the heater to show that it works. Keep dash free of obstructions. Clutch/gear shift. Check clutch pedal for any excessive play. No more than 1 to 2 inches of travel. Check gear shift for any excessive play. Check boot for cuts or tears. Make sure the gear shift is in neutral. Air brake test. Start engine. Step number 1. Release trailer brakes. Push red button in. Yellow button is still out. Put tractor in low gear. Tug against the tractor brake lightly, making sure the tractor brakes are holding. Step 2. Shut engine off. Turn key back to the on position, but do not restart the engine. Leave the tractor in gear to simulate chalking the wheels. Release the tractor brake, yellow button, in. Apply the brakes for 1 minute. You must not lose more than 4 psi in a combination vehicle and 3 psi in a straight truck. Step 3. Begin fanning the brake. The low air warning should activate at 60 psi. Warning light and buzzer or both. Turn key off to stop the noise. Step 4. Continuous fanning of the brakes to activate the spring brakes. Trailer button should pop at approximately 40 psi. Tractor button should pop at approximately 20 psi. Both buttons can pop at the same time. The test is complete and the systems are operating correctly. Restart the engine and build up the air pressure again. Make sure the transmission is in neutral before letting the clutch out. Okay, and then we have some diagrams of the steering link, of the suspension assembly, of the brakes and wheels, and of the fifth wheel assembly. And that concludes your pre-trip inspection.